Right, hello everybody and welcome to Matt Fryer Golf. So I'm down here at Stockport Golf Club today and I'm here to give you a tip on how about not losing the wrist angles we create in our backswing. Now, I know you hear a lot of it talked on social media and in other videos, and what we're talking about here is something where as we create an angle in the backswing between our lead arm and the golf club shaft, as we make our downswing, this angle is now completely lost here, leading into some heavy shots or us having to react to this, tilting back and starting to see those fat and thin top shots throughout this. So if we could learn to actually keep the angle in the downswing as we make our transition from backswing to downswing, hopefully we should see some shots that we get a far better strike on. You know, we have a lot more control over the golf ball. So just to talk you through, let's just clarify a few points just before we get started. So the angles that we are talking about is one that is created by your lead arm and the golf club shaft solely. So as we swing back in the golf swings, if my wrist were to actually do nothing, you would see that there's no angle now created between these. They're very, very straight. There's a little bit of flex in here, but that's because of how stiff I am. So what we are trying to do, and the reason why we're trying to create these angles, is to create some leverage in our golf swing to allow us to unload into the golf ball, to create club head speed and to enable us to strike the ball correctly and hit it farther. So what we'd ideally be looking for is, as we're moving back now, as you can see already, there's some angle being created, and a good reference point as I got my lead arm parallel to the floor is something where now this shaft and the butt of the shaft that you can see here with the alignment cane would actually be pointing pretty close to my ball to target line. It wouldn't still be just pointing dead straight here like this. And then what we tend to see as we get to the top of the backswing now, as you can see, there's still some angle created here. The first move we tend to see in this is something where the player tends to lose the angle this way. So it's like casting, you'll hear that quite a lot. So in turn they cast, then they have to react to this because they're going to get the ground first. If they've done it, they'll have to lean back or stand early, extend to try and get the golf ball first. So what we need to do is learn to keep this angle that we create on the way down. If we can do that, hopefully, like I say, it should lead to some better strikes. Not every golf drill you have to be hitting golf balls in as well, guys. I want to make that really apparent. If you can make swings at home or swings at the range where you only hit a couple of golf balls, as long as you're starting to understand the feelings that you're creating and what your body's actually doing, that's far better than standing hitting 100 balls with no real purpose. So this drill here just really gets you to focus on what you're trying to create. Now, so as you can see, and I've got an alignment cane down my feet here, and that's just going to enable us to give us a bit of a reference point with a position that I'll talk about in a moment. So in the backswing, what we want to be creating is these angles between the lead wrist and the club head shaft, the club shaft. So what we're going to do, we're going to take an alignment cane and we're just going to grip it so the rest of it is sticking out through here. You've got some on your grip, so you've got a little bit of a hold on it here. And we're not going to hit shots with this alignment cane in to start with. And what we want to be seeing as we go back, your first reference point that I want you to be looking for, as you get back to where the club shaft is now parallel to the ground, I want to see that the cane that you've got here in front is now sat on this club, the shaft on the ground that's just a couple of inches in front of my toe line. So as I just run through that again, as I make my backswing, there I've already started to create some angle, and I can see this because the shaft's there and it's not still pointing up in the ground this way. Now what I want to do is then swing up to the point where my hands are in the middle of my chest, and as you can see, this cane now is pointing on my ball to target line. It's not having any angles created and pointing out towards the right of the target. It's just pointing directly. The butt of my club is sitting on my ball to target line. And that's going to be the next point that we're going to be looking for, guys. So as we go up to the top and we've created this angle, what we don't want to do now is just throw our wrists and lose the angle that we've created. what I want you to do is swing up to the top once you've got used to it, feeling that you're there. And what we're going to try and get is something where we swing down and our hands are halfway in between our chests now. We can see again that this butt is on my ball to target line. So if I were to put this cane down here for you, just a bit more of a visual reference point, as I swing up to the top with the angles that I've created, now as I come down, I want to see that this butt is pointing more on to that line. So there, if I would have lost the angles early, it would be pointing down just left of my target line here because I've lost all my angle. So again, first point, you're going to be sat here with a little bit more angle created. Second, you're going to get it with your hands in the middle of your chest, feeling that the butt is now pointing on your ball to target line. Swing up to the top, and then I want you to swing back down to that point and feel that you've got your hands in the middle of your chest with the butt pointing back towards that ball to target line. Then the final point, what I want you to do is swing your hands sort of level with the golf ball, sort of just in front of your sternum, and what we should see now is again that the shaft is now parallel to the ground. It's not already down at the ground. If I were to do this and swing my hands down to the sternum, losing my angle, all of a sudden the club head meets the ground a lot earlier than the golf ball, so I'd get some of the fat shots. So again, that last point, you're going to be swinging down to where your hands are in front of your sternum and the club is now parallel to the ground, and that angle is still maintained. So what we've got to look for, we've got a few points there. One, that we set it here with on our feet and we created some angle. Two, with the hands with level with our chest with the ball on our, with the butt on our ball to target line. We swing up to the top, swing back down to where the hands are again level with the middle of our chest, and we see that the butt is on the ball to target line. And then the final one where our hands are level with our sternum and we see that we've created this angle here. So if you wanted to pick one, once you feel you get a bit more confident, you know, I'm going to do the hands in front of my sternum, I can see them a bit more here. A bit more here, yeah, I've gathered a little bit more angle, got the shaft parallel, I'm not seeing that I'm here down into the ground early. And once you've done some of these movements and got used to how it feels and what it is you're actually trying to create, what I want you to do is just peg a few balls up, and you're only going to hit them at half speed, sort of 50% speed, and feel that you're just trying to create these angles. And what you're going to do is have a little run through. So again, first, yeah, it's good, yeah, feels good, and I'll be through. Okay, one more, getting it to here, to there, keeping the angle, still keeping the angle, and I'll be through. Then just have a little shot where you're just trying to focus on one of those where you think, right, I'm going to try and feel that I'm here with my hands in front of my sternum and the club parallel to the ground. And as I do that, nice quick strike, just started to get ball then turned, which is what we want ideally. If we've got no angles in this golf swing, we're going to start to see that we're going to get the ground beforehand, or we'll have to move up or backwards to try and get a proper strike on it. So to summarize, guys, look at those points in those videos back there, have a look. You know, there's the one with it just on your toe line, the butt towards the ball to target line, same position again, and then hands in front of the sternum with your club shaft sitting parallel to the ground. Make sure that you've not lost the angle in your downswing, and doing these slower motions where you're able to actually feel where the club head is, where the shaft is, and how that is into relation to your lead arm, and then start to hit some smoother shots. You'll have far more success than just trying to stand there thinking, right, create angle and hitting balls willy-nilly. Allow your brain to understand the feelings and the sensations of what it is you're trying to create. So if you can do that, hopefully you start to see a lot crisper strikes. Guys, I hope this video helps you. If it does, comment down in the box below. Let me know if there's any more drills that you want me to film. Hopefully you start to see some improvement in your golf as well. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel, click the logo there, it's totally free. Loads of tips coming this winter to help you improve your golf. Follow me on my social media platforms and I'll see you soon with more instructions.